Hello everyone, let me just find the video. We'll go quick on Facebook. You are going to see my wet hair for a little bit. Sorry, I have brushed it tonight though, so it's better than most nights, I think. Make sure that there is absolutely no volume on because Millie's been playing our iPad. Oh, there goes a paintball. I think it's empty by the sound of that. Oh. Better get rid of my AirPods, don't want to get paint on those either. Okay. And now time for the paperwork. Goodness me. Alright. Joys of being a scribe. 1 minute. You're going to see my hair for about 30 seconds. Truly sorry. There we go. So sorry about that. Took me a few moments. Hello everyone. Right. There we go. So tonight we're going to be doing another mixed media layout. Before we get started though, hello Debbie, just to let you all know that we are recording this on Facebook and YouTube. So if your Facebook is playing up in the Creative Family group, you can head over to my YouTube channel. If YouTube is playing up, you can head over to our Facebook Creative Family group. Oh, hello Dee. Hello Raquel. So I understand that everyone's devices are a little bit different. Like each person's device is a bit different. Completely understand that. So all good. Oh, hello Diane. Also, so this was the page that we did last week. It's a lovely, lovely page. Oh, hello Auntie Robin. And we're up to the last 2 pages, but I think we're going to do something where we scrunch it up in the middle here because we got a bit of a crocodile effect happening. So I don't know if we would actually get another 2 pages out of our spine of this journal. And it's actually because of this page here, like I can pinpoint where the spine damage came from in this art journal. It was this one here, which was super fun, which I have no regrets. And a little bit of this one with the peg. And then there was one here and this one here. Oh, and this one, the bubble wrap. So we do have a little bit of spine damage, which is kind of not fixable. Because, you know, I'm great at planning. Oh, hello, Tash. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a framing thing. But before I forget, Mum has sent out the weekly email. So if you receive our weekly emails or you wish to receive them, you can sign up on our website. If you do receive them though, it's been sent. It was sent a bit later today than usual. Well, hello Michelle, and our new Inspo Mag has been released. It's on the main page of the Scrapbook Fantasies website. It's for Beautiful Family. We haven't put it on the Beautiful Family tab yet because I ain't that technologically advanced and Mum and Dad were traveling today, so I was the one posting that one. I just created it. I'm not really good at the publishing phase, but yeah, so I'm going to get Mum's help to do that tomorrow. And yeah. Well, hello, Di. So let's get started. We've got this here, and we're gonna. I'm either thinking about cutting out the middle and making like a frame where things come out of it. We did that back in 2021, I believe, or really scrunch it up and make like a butterfly effect. What are we feeling like? If we scrunch it up and make it like a butterfly effect, we could actually have like ribbon and thread coming out of it. I think this would be a great page to break out the I don't know what Mum was talking about. I think this is a great way of using like your old washi tapes and your threads. It was a great background noise, wasn't it? Oh, goodness me. Anyway, starting the class on a high. So we're just going to pull those out. But I think before we do that, we're going to stencil on some of this sunbursty pattern on either side. So then when we crunch it up, it's like beaming out of it. And we don't have any trouble then trying to put it on with all the mediums down and all the rest of it. So we're going to come in and we could do this cliche yellow, I reckon. What do you reckon? It is a bit of a sunburst. Or we could do it a nice blue maybe. Blue or yellow? Always seem to go between the two, hey? That yellow. We could do a skin colour, just for fanciness. We're not doing red tonight. No red, even though there's red on the stencil. No red. We did red a couple of weeks ago. My reason. I'm just putting that up there because I thought I lost it. Trying to find a nice colour to use. What are we thinking? Anyone got colour suggestions? Oh, Mum did. Oh, hello, Joe, on the thing. Butterfly, please. Yes, yes. I think the butterfly will look really nice. Thank you. I think that's Diane on YouTube. Sorry. I read it as Joe first. Mum did really well today at the physio. And Mum and Dad got to spend some quality time together, which is always important. Oh, hello, Beck and Marie. Right, so let's see. We were up to finding the colour yellow. I have this really nice one, but the paint inside the tubes dried out. And that's because it sat in my car for like a year and a half and I didn't know about it. So I've got to use that now. It's gone all gluggy. What's this one like? Do we have any of this one colour left? I do like these shimmer paints. Let's use the shimmer paint. See? It's a nice shimmer. It's more of an orange, but it looks good. And I don't even think we'll have to tip it out. Look at that. We had to get a gradient maybe, but we're not going to use. Oh, we could use our finger actually. If we use our finger, we could get more of a gradient. This could be a positive, and it's quite simple to design. So when it's a simple design for a stencil, you can go ahead and use your finger. And by doing this, we're going to get more of a natural gradient. And I'll show you when I lift it up in a second. It's just a little bit hard to stencil while lifting, and I'm not that coordinated, so we're just going to wait a few minutes. Oh, hello, Joanne. The physio is to teach Mom balance again because her ear turned out to be a really bad infection in the middle ear. And basically the doctor said that it was healing and now it's like officially healed. But the problem is that she still has vertigo because her brain is so used to being unbalanced. So she has to go to a special physio to teach her how to balance herself again, like which way is upright, which is fun. I think she has to go to a few appointments. Anyway, this was the first one, and yeah, it sounded like it went really well, which is good. And it's only down in Bundaberg, so it's about a 2 to 2.5 hour trip, maybe even 3 hours if you include the roadworks. Because, you know, all of a sudden they've decided to make every road a roadwork. Especially in our hometown. It was like a 40 zone all the way to my little brother's school today. And that was outside of the 40 zone for the school. And went back to 60, and then we were back into 40 for the school. I was like, dude, I see no point. But anyway. Oh, thank you. Oh, and hello, Chloe. Yes, these paints are absolutely lovely to use. They can get a bit difficult to get out of the tube once you're more than halfway down the bottle. And what I suggest is a palette knife or a finger or a sponge to use them. They're really nice for stenciling. So yeah, I'll show you. So we've got this nice gradient now because we've used our finger. It's not like a solid run. It's more, it goes out to light. And if we come in with just a little bit of water on our medium thin brush, sorry, it's about that thick. And just before it completely dries, we let the shimmer run just a little bit. Just put a little bit on my paintbrush because we still live in the tropics, so we're still having a little bit of hot weather from time to time. However, the mornings have gone officially cold, so you know. I don't know what type of physio. I just know that it's to help her like balance. I'll have to ask her, Louise. I will ask her after class. So, good point is that we're on the road to recovery. Which is lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Where's Noah?
I think he's in his room or in Mum and Dad's room. Right, so we're just coming in, making these strippies because we do want to take it to the edge, I reckon. I left it a bit long to do this with the paint that was already on there. If you live in a colder climate and you came back in with water, you could just run it across the edge and do it. But we're going to do it on the other side, and we're going to be a lot quicker about it. So, because it'll be the second time, which means that we will be able to do this with the paint that's already on there. I gotta say that my specialist sent me 2 rounds. Oh, so it might be the same thing, yeah. Sounds like it. It definitely sounds like the same thing, Louise. Yeah, so I just heated that up to dry bits of water there so we can come over and do this side. Oh, well, doesn't matter because those 2 pages are going to be for the butterfly effect, so it's all good. Yeah, so the real tip here with these ones is to push it up to the top. See that? Get a little bit on your finger. It's kind of like a tube of toothpaste, if you imagine that. And then let's get started on this one here. So we're just going to come in this side a bit faster. And there we go. And then let's come in and we're going to quickly leak these. Get them to drip naturally. Adding in the water. You could just come up with a spray bottle, but then it won't follow the pattern of the burst and it'll just flake the water everywhere. All the pigment of the paint everywhere. Which, if you want that to happen, well, I'm going to go ahead. But for this one here, I just want them to follow the burst a little bit more. Instead of being completely like everywhere. Don't get me wrong, we do lots of pages that are full on colour. Right, there we go. So while we remember, let's stick the lid onto that one. And that one is going to dry for us. And this one here is nearly fully dry. And then we've got, look how cute that looks now. Okay. So now what we're going to come and do is we're going to get our gesso. We're going to get our thread. And we're going to get some washi tapes. And what do we feel about a charm? Because I've got a few charms left in my packet. I keep them in the packet so then I don't lose them. So I've got like the word dance. I think that says I love my dog. I don't own a dog. And a cat. I'm allergic to dogs. I don't own a dog. So I've got my black thread. washi tapes. So what we're going to come and do is first we're going to come on with gesso. Best thing for it is gesso, because then if it leaks, it just becomes a part of the paint layer. So we're going to grab our palette knife and our tub of gesso. I'm going to add a fair gulp, just about a centimetre out from the spine here. It's a fair amount because we want the dimensions. So this does use a fair bit of medium for the base layer, okay? Just a heads up. We normally do stuff that doesn't use too much medium, but this one here will need a fair bit of paint just to make the base have the texture it needs and really get it into position. Okay. There we go. I'll do the other side, and I'll show you what I mean by when I lift it up and we do this side here. So I did the other side first before lifting it, just to make sure that I had the right amount, because sometimes when your paper's thicker, it does need just a little bit more gesso, but technically 2 globs is normally what you need. So with it, you just want to come in, crunch to the center, and then rip as you go out. And really get like a little bit spaced in some areas and really clumped up in others. And it's okay to have bits that aren't fully stuck at this point. By the end, we want everything to be fully stuck, okay? But at this point, that's all good. It's part of the process. So I'll show you. By doing this, we've made little peaks. As you can see, it's little peaks. So we're starting to get our butterfly effect. We're not going to be adding color for a few minutes. Just a heads up. It's okay. We'll add color soon. I promise. So we're going to come in. I'm going to grab our black thread. And you want a fair chunk of it. We do have some black thread on the online store. However, any black thread you've got at home, as long as it's acid-free, I don't know if you can get thread that's not acid-free, will work. So we're going to come in, and as we stick this thread underneath our edges, like so, we're actually going to fill underneath those edges with our gesso, or you can do this bit with the gel medium. It depends. The gesso gives you more of a peak, whereas the gel medium will make it nice and flat. So it depends on how much dimension you want. I still want to keep building up dimension, so I'm going to keep using gesso. Whereas if you're happy with how much, how high your layers are already, you can just go back to your gel medium or your usual art glue, which is perfectly fine because everyone is different and there should be options to make your art yours. So we're just going to come in. And I'll just show you what I mean by the flat version, because we might make this one here flat. So we're just going to open up our gel medium, if I can. There we go. Bit of a shimmy. And we're good. Right, here we are. It's a bit too much. We only need about half of that. See, when you're handy-handed, sometimes you do have to put some of the medium back, because you will grab too much in the original case, which is okay. You just got to know that and be okay with having to go back. we do want our thread to stay in a few things, and we want our thread color to stay the color it is. So there's no point in going over this bit of gesso because gesso is too thick to be able to see your thread texture or to be even able to get it if you go over with it. So what you want to do is you want to come over with your gel medium after sticking it underneath a cluster and really getting it to stick to where it's going to go. Sometimes it's a bit annoying like this piece and it won't stick and it's like, come on mate, what are you doing? But other times it just goes straight down. There we go. So lift up to show you that one. So as you can see, this one here is very raised. It's got the peak in it, whereas this one here that we use with the gel medium, it's nice and flat. So it just depends what you're going for. And as you can see, the thread's not really moving apart from, see, there's just a few bits. Thread can sometimes be one of those really annoying materials, but there we go. So we got the thread fully stuck on. And now what we want to do is washi tapes. Right. Come in. And we kind of want these to be like sparks. So we're just going to come in and we've got to get rid of the... Some of your washi tapes you'll find has this sticky backing. This sticking backing is not enough to hold your washi tape down. So you got to come in, I'll make this one here flat. Let's put it over here, I think. And you got to put glue behind it. So we've got that bit there. Just going to come in. Shove the necessary amount of gesso there. Get that stuck, like I said, coming in and gluing it down as we go. It just saves us some of the hard work, like trying to rip it all up and put the layers into it, like try and stick it all down at once. We're going to stick it as we go, which I know sounds a little bit scary considering that you might not like something where it is, which is fair enough, completely understandable. Well, it's all up to you. So go. And then we want some gesso. Oh, this bit here. There we go. I've just stuck some gesso there. So this edge here gets covered, but also so that we can come around. Just do some natural blending as we go. And then we might come in and do maybe some glittery washi tape. What do you think? I'm sticking that onto the wet gesso that's already there. Got the word vacation here. Vacation. When we say that paper's going on vacay at the shop, it means it's going on a permanent holiday to the sales tab. Right, there we go. Let's stick that one there, and we stuck that thicker one there, so like it kind of balances it out, I think, and really draws into the super opening gap there. And I did use gesso to stick that one down. And then I think what we might do is have this one come out of there. So have that one come into there. And then this edge bit that we originally ripped off the vacations and then didn't have straight edge because that roll of washi tape I owned had a straight edge, which is a bit odd for me. I don't normally cut them with scissors, but you never know. Just trying to get the sticky off. There we go. And now let's get a bit of the gesso from the lid. Rub up against. Okay. And there's that one. And then what we might do, I feel like it needs a flare. What do we think? Flare? No flare? Flare? I feel like it needs a flare. Let me see what type of flares I've got. I don't have many. Oh dear. 1 minute. I've just got to fix up the avalanche. I've got 3. If you just have a look at those while I try and fix my avalanche paint. Oh dear. It just keeps falling. Oh god. Okay. This is going to be more than a quick second. So there, the flares I've got. Like, I don't know how to stop the glare. If you just have a look at that one. Oh, thank you, Karen. Yeah, which one do you reckon, though? I've only got 3. Well, I've only got 3 currently on my desk, and I don't... Red means I've got to add red, so that one's out. So we've got, like, the pink spotty one from, I think, Swan Princess, and then we've got this Enjoy, which might go really well if we sit there. 1 minute. Let me see if I've got another one. Without making an avalanche again. Well, actually, I've got 2 bears. Let's remove that one. Let's see. Which bear do we want? I reckon this one might suit it really nice. Those both bring extra colour in. I know, that's the problem, isn't it? They both bring extra colours, which is not okay. So cute. I know, I think this one here will match because of our brown washi tape there. And he's kind of got a bit of gold on him, I reckon, and he matches this peachy colour. So I think if we sit him right in the gap there, it also means that we're going to keep that up. Oh, that's okay. Back, all good, yeah. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear about that, Beck. Meniere's disease is not a nice thing. It's not nice at all. We were really worried that Mum had Meniere's disease. Right, so we stuck that flare on with gesso, so it gets a bit more extra dimension. Yeah, see? We got this. So we got the extra dimension, and then we also have it firmly stuck down. So now we've got that one. Oh dearie, you don't want my vibrate. You don't want my sound on. That would be very loud for you guys. Right, sorry about that. I forgot to turn my ringer off on my phone. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to lift this up first to show you all the little bits and pieces, and then we're going to heat tool it because we want it to be dry before we start adding in the bits and pieces. Ready to... Oh, thank you, Beck. I hope you get better soon. It's So we're going to come in and dry this now. Okay. So now that we've got it dry, as you can see, looks pretty nice, I reckon. We're going to come in and add our colour coming out of our little blockades here. And the easiest way to do this is either through watercolour or a Lindy's mist, like spray bottle mist. So let's see, what colours do we want to do? I do like the gold. I like the simplicity of this page, so I don't really want to go anything dark. Tell her to go nuts. Exactly. Go nuts. And this is a great page for your scrapped items. And it doesn't matter if it ruins the thing at the bottom, because it's the last page in the journal, and that means we're just going to slide it into our bigger one. Oh, hello, Neely. Right, here we go. So let's see. So we've got orange already on there. So we've got this one here, but that's quite dark. So we're going to have to water that one down if we do use it. I said something light, didn't I? Like a light brown, maybe? Just something to really tie it all together. So maybe, oh, actually, got a good combo here with flecks of this one. Okay, here we go. Flecks of this and this here, and rubbing of edge of this one. Right, we've got our colours. So what we're going to come and do is we're going to add the paint. We're just going to come in and with a clean paintbrush, I'm going to first slot it into our gappy bit there, and then come in with our spray real quick before it dries. I forgot to prime the page. I wondered why it wasn't moving. Silly me, the pages haven't been primed. Lime green. Oh, we could add a lime green, couldn't we, actually? Actually, we might add a lime green to it. Go, and then we're going to come over this way. And add a bit of colour into this bit. Go, and then before we get too far, let's add the slime green in, I reckon. Here we go. So we've got a bit of lime green Lindy's mists. We do want to cover these two sides. So let's just get some typing paper. Good old random typing paper. These are my bits and pieces that I have lying around. So here we go. So we're going to come in, spray a bit down the center. If our spray decides to work any day of the week while we do that, we want to keep that wet so it doesn't dry. Until the sun's decided to come hot. Again. Literally, it was turning cold and now it's hot again. Why? Oh, why? Ha, there we go. Right. Put those somewhere where the paint won't matter, the ink won't matter if it gets on anything. And then I'm just going to come in another mostly clean brush. And the outline some of our pinpoints. This is going to dry a lot more better than what it looks right now. It's just very wet and we haven't primed any of the paper. So we probably shouldn't be doing it this way.
Just having a break from my fussy cutting.
How's your hand feeling?
Yeah. Oh dear. What the hoo-ha?
We're combining 4 pages together because I didn't think the spine had enough to do another 2.
Many people showed up, class?
Yes.
Did you tell them about your magazine?
Oh yeah, at the beginning. Before when I had like 1 or 2 people. The magazine's out, by the way, people.
Tell them about your magazine and where to find it.
The Beautiful Family magazine is officially out. It's on the main page
For the store.
of the store. It's not on the collection page yet. We are doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, because Mum was in a car with no snacks and no service all day.
Yes, Mum was in a car. So yeah, we're doing that tomorrow. And yeah, we'll be good. So yeah, if you want to go and have a look at that, it's on the main thing. Or you can just look at any of our socials. It's up pretty much everywhere. Oh, thank you, Raquel. Yeah. Actually, Facebook labeled it as a rising creator post because it got tagged as being in the top 4% of originality in posts or something. I don't know.
Artists or creative people.
Of creative people like being some of the most original content in the last 7 days or something. I don't know.
You're awesome.
Thank you, Bronnie. So yeah, it was pretty cool for that. I've been posting for years. But yeah, thank you. So we're just going to come in, but definitely have a look at the magazine. It took a bit more time, this one. I think it's because it has more photos in it. And we're just going to come in and we're adding the stuff brown now in here quite thickly because what we want is a lot of shadow. So we've got bright colors, so now we need dark colors. Okay, and because these the original paint we used is a shimmer, it will always come back on top. So no matter what acrylic paint you put on top, the shimmer paint will come through again. So you could put that as your base layer. Do like 20 layers of acrylic wet paint on that with a bit of water added, and it'll come back up to the top surface. Like you literally did it on top of everything, which is amazing. It's nearly as good as oil paint, but I don't use oils. They take way too long to dry, and I ain't that patient. Plus I paint with my hands, and I hear it's bad to touch oils with your hands or something. I don't know. I don't know the health and safety around them. I don't use them. It's like I don't use makeup, so I don't know how to put it on. That simple. Alright, there we go. More, I reckon. Yeah, so we're just doing it in our clusters of 3s, if we remember correctly. Come in. Oh, thank you, Marie. Yeah. The shimmer paint is really effective. And it's really opaque as well, which is nice. Gives it that nice blend. I'm really liking the green in the middle. I think it's going to look spectacular once it dries. We will dry in a second, by the way. There we go. I'm just going to come in and dry this now. And when we dry it, more of the shimmer paint's going to come out. This is going to take a while to dry. Just a heads up. Alright, so now that's dry, I'll show you, lift it up. It's pretty much dry. It's not dry, but it's fairly close to being fully dry. I do like how it looks. I think it just needs a little bit more emphasis on the peaks though, because if it's when it's really far away, they're a bit hard to see all of that nice detail we took so much effort in making. So what we're going to come and do is we're going to do some white flecks. I will tell you that now. We're going to do some white flecks, but we're also going to use this copper, iridescent copper, which there is a metallic matte one that's pretty much exactly the same. I just don't have my tube here for some reason. So I'm going to use my golden one. Pretty much nearly identical, literally. This one here is just a little bit more heavier pigment, but that's because it's like nearly pure. Matte is a little bit less pure. Just fair enough, realistically. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and use this to go around our edges with just a little bit on our finger. Like, I'm talking bare minimum. That much? Like, that's nearly like the exact, like, there's nothing above my skin there. pretty much. And we're just going to come in. And because some of the white paint isn't dry, we will have to rub off and do refills every once in a while. Okay. That one across. And the reason why we're not plunking it out is because then we might get too much of it out, and also we want it to be a light coat on our finger. So by forcing our finger in and then scraping along the edge, it means that we actually don't end up with too much on it, which is a really good trick if you're heavy-handed like me. It forces you to have the correct amount of paint for this technique on your finger and not too much, and then have like a little splat everywhere. It just makes it so much easier. You don't have to worry if you've got too much on or not enough on. It's just the perfect amount. There we go. Oh, that's okay. Got carried away fussy cutting. Yeah, Mum's doing her fussy cutting in the other room for this week, actually. Oh, thank you, Becca Marie. But hello, Cheryl. It's okay that you missed most of it. That's why we record them as well as do lives, which means you guys can go back and watch this at any point in time at your own pace. You can actually slow it down and really get into it. However, I can't imagine what my voice sounds slow down, and I really don't want to go and check. I feel like that's one of those things that you shouldn't go and do. Like, you know how people say you shouldn't go and Google yourself? I definitely have a feeling it's just one of those things. So we're just going to come in with a little bit of that dark brown. I'm not going to go too far with it. It's just to really get that bit more of that edge there. Because the other brown really lightened up, which is okay. Definitely just want it to be a bit more noticeable, you know? So let me show you where this copper is, and then we're going to do these flicks. So as you can see, I think the copper really draws it out and really highlights the white now. It just makes it sing. And it's because of the iridescent effects matches the shimmer a bit. Not 100% identical, but just a little, just enough to really get like our highlights in there. And it also has like the same type of tone as our brown, which is nice. So we're going to come in with our fan brush. We're going to load, head fan brush, and then stick our lid on back on the gesso, so then we do not get any colour in our gesso. So we've got that much on our fan brush. No, that wasn't a droplet of paint. Goodness. Can't really see that, so I'm just going to come in and hold my hand underneath it so they can see. So, that much paint. Not too much. We're going to dunk it a few times in our water, which you can't see, I just realised. So, there, and then come where we want it. we're going to hold it super close so then we don't get it on the green. We get it everywhere else. So I don't really want it on the green, but I want it where the brown is. Oh, that bear's not fully stuck down. I'm trying to clean the bear off. Right. Come on with a wet paintbrush, clear it off. There we go. Got a bit of paint on my bear. That wasn't a part of the plan. Right, and then I'm gonna let that soak for a few minutes. And let's find our sacrificial piece of gauze again. Our sacrificial gauze is getting a bit long in the tooth, but it still works. So I'm just gonna lift this up. So I've got a few too many flicks here for them to be effective. So we're just gonna come in and remove some of their opaqueness for the ones that we don't want to keep. And you'll understand what I mean when you see it in full. There we go. Right. Now. And there we have it. I think we're done for the night. So that is the last page of this art journal. So we will then go about the process of putting it in back into our pink book, which is somewhere here. 1 minute. Yep, I'll be finding that pink book. Oh no, here it is. It's underneath my spiky tile. So this here is our pink book, and we have another 4 art journals in it to go because we've done the red one. So our next one will be orange in this rainbow journal. This journal is going to last us a lifetime. Well, not a lifetime, but a very long time, which is nice. So there we go. So that is our page. Well, thank you everyone for your nice comments. Just remember that we are back tomorrow for our card making class at 9:30 a.m. With Mum in our subscription April class group. I think I said that right. Don't know if I did. Sorry. So make sure you're there, or be square if you've got your subscription. If you wish to get into the group but you haven't bought a subscription or a kit or the kit combo, make sure you purchase one of those and you'll be let into the group via an email. And yes, thank you all for coming. Yeah, I love this journal too, Bronnie. It's like a good book because it's really big overall. It has lots of pages, which means that you're not going to get the karma or the problem of having to find a new book to read for a very long time, which is nice because some art journals, they only last you about 2 months and you're like, oh, now I've got to find another art journal I love. But this one here is really nice. So thank you all for coming to tonight's class. And yeah, we shall see you throughout the week. Keep posted on our socials. I believe there's a couple of surprises coming. Purely because April is a huge month. It's Mum's birthday. We're doing 4 releases, a sale, and hopefully whatever we're doing the reno for comes because, oh my gosh, it's been forever in the waiting game. But anyway, so thank you all for coming, and we shall see you tomorrow.